good morning, good evening, whatever time of day that you're watching this. We are glad to have you here. I am Marian LaSalle, and this is Carissa Littlejohn. And we are on the Flexible Lifestyle Community YouTube channel. We are so glad that you're here. I'm so excited. I can hardly contain myself because we have such a wonderful guest on today. I got Carissa to agree to this interview before she went off and was never seen again. So we'll get into that later, why that's happening. But Carissa, hi. How are you today?
Hi, Marian. I am great. I'm so excited to be here. Looking forward to talking to you in the Flexible Lifestyle community.
I know. You're the prime example of what we're working toward, having a flexible lifestyle. And, you know, some people ask me, well, Marian, what is a flexible lifestyle? And it's different for everybody. So some people in my community might think it's people that want to get into a motorhome and travel around the country. They sell their house and they pack everything up or put it in storage. They put the kids in there and the dog, and away they go. And that's a flexible lifestyle. But you know what? That's only one person's view of what a flexible lifestyle really is. So today we're going to talk a little bit about your flexible lifestyle. And I know that you help people to build a flexible lifestyle. That's what you do for a living. Yeah. So, I mean, we're honored to have you here today.
Thank you so much.
So I met Carissa because we were both on the board of directors for a nonprofit, and it was called I Know Somebody. So here in Houston, it was I Know Somebody Houston. And I said was, but it's actually still going. It's still going. I Know Somebody Houston. So we would meet each other at board meetings and at events and things like that. So I noticed that you started getting busier and busier and busier. And I thought, what is she doing? I have to find out. So I've been watching you on Facebook, and I'm seeing all kinds of wonderful things. So Carissa, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing, and then we'll bring it to the present and then the future.
Okay, well, again, my name is Carissa Littlejohn, and I am a travel and lifestyle consultant at She Flies Solo. So I work with women, help them travel the world and create the life that they want to live. So that's why the flexible lifestyle, it really aligns with what I'm doing, because everybody's idea of a perfect life is not the same. And I think that as women, we can get caught up in trying to make our life look a certain way. But I work with women and let them know, hey, your life can look however you want it to look. I work mainly with single women who are at the point of transition. I started out in corporate America as an accountant. Didn't work for me, moved into nonprofit. That worked, but not necessarily as an income stream. And so I started my business, She Flies Solo, about 3 years ago as a travel business, solo travel, blogging, all of that fun stuff. And it has just grown and morphed and really provided me a very flexible lifestyle that's very enjoyable.
When you first started, Carissa, did you have any indication or any hopes that it would turn into something really big? Or was this just a passion project that you were doing to have fun?
It was just a passion. I started off as a travel and inspiration blogger. So I would blog, I would write about my travels. I would write about, things that I was going through in life, whether it's relationship struggles, just life struggles, mom struggles. I was blogging about that, and you just never know where your passion will lead you. So I always encourage people, just do what you love, because I started off as a blogger and now I am running my own business.
So Carissa, tell us, take us down that path just a little bit about when did you start noticing a change? When did you, all of a sudden you started thinking, this could be more than just a blog that I just write on once a week. When did that start to change, and what did you notice?
It started to change when people started reaching out to me to speak at different events. When people started reaching out to me to cover events on my blog. I don't think we ever realize, we don't see the transformation because we are so close to it. We don't see that we've become bigger than we thought we were. But I think it started to sink in when people would start reaching out to me and saying, hey, I read your blog. I would love to have you come out and speak at my event, or I would love to have you cover my event on your blog or on your social media channels. And that was the point. That was about, I would say about 2 years into blogging when it got to that point. And I was like, hey, you know what? I can make some money off of this. This doesn't just have to be a passion project of mine.
And were you consistently blogging like once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week?
At the point when people started reaching out to me, I was consistently blogging a couple of times a month. And that's what I always tell with bloggers, you know, your consistent doesn't have to look like everybody else is consistent as long as it is going. So I would say I was blogging a couple of times a month when people started reaching out to me. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay. And so it didn't like dawn on you, gee whiz, you know, this in a year from now, I'm going to be gone. No. Okay.
It did not. I knew that I loved working with women. In addition to my blog, I did also start hosting different events for women. So vision board parties, you know, along the same lines of helping women discover what it is that they want to do. But even that kind of started off as something fun that I was doing with my friends. I wanted to connect with different women. It didn't start off as a money-making venture until later on when I realized that it could be a money-making venture and have fun at the same time.
Fantastic. Okay. So you take us from your blogging twice a month, maybe a third one if you feel like it, right?
Yes.
And you're starting to speak, you're starting to give events, you're starting to host events. Mm-hmm. Then what?
And then that is when my events started taking off and becoming more profitable. When I first started hosting the events, I was charging $10. So I started my events with a budget for travel workshop where I was teaching people how to travel on a budget because that's what I did. At the point I was making $30,000 a year on my job. I blogged about that. That kind of took off my blogging career as well. But I was charging $10 for the event. Obviously, you are not going to become a millionaire charging $10 a pop for an event. But as I began building my credibility, as I began meeting more people, when I was hosting these events, I was able to start charging more and connecting with people to host their events or host different events.
Were you getting sponsors for your events?
The first event that I had sponsored was my solo travel summit, and that was June of 2017. So less than a year ago. I think that we feel that we have to be at a certain level before we can start reaching out for sponsorships. And I encourage people all the time, reach out for sponsorships. I was shocked. The company that I actually reached out to that gave me my first sponsorship initially said, I'm sorry, we don't sponsor for-profit ventures, but tell me more about what you're doing. So when I explained the summit to him, I told him, hey, this is the first time I've done it. We're expecting about 30 women there, all women who enjoy travel. He said, let me get with my team and I'll get back with you. He got back with me and was like, we would like to sponsor the event. We would like to not only provide the 10 VIP gifts that you asked for. We're going to provide 30 gift cards for all of your attendees, and they provided like a little backpack for a giveaway. So I always tell people, look, go after it. The only thing that you can lose is nothing. Because if they say no, then you're not any worse off than you have been.
Next.
Exactly, but you'll be on people's radar. You might just get a yes.
Yeah, the answer is no unless you ask.
Exactly. Exactly. So you already have a no. If you haven't asked, you've already got your no. But yeah, so I encourage people to reach out. So that was my first time soliciting sponsors for an event. And since then, I've gone on, at my events now, we have vendors, we have sponsors. So they've grown quite a bit since last year.
I have some experience with sponsorship, and I fell into it. I didn't really understand. I was offered a job in a nonprofit. Mm-hmm. It was a big nonprofit here in Houston, and I didn't even know what 501(c) was. Literally, they threw me into this position because apparently someone got fired or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, I was told that I needed to get sponsors. And so I had a list of the sponsors that had given in the past, and I got some ideas. You know, we had a meeting and people gave me ideas. And Southwest Airlines, there was Starbucks, there were like 5 of them that sounded really good, but I thought, no, like, why would they even take my call? Or, you know what I mean? Come on.
That's how it is.
You know, like my very first one, Southwest Airlines, said not only yes, but oh my gosh, how can we help you? You know, what do you need? I mean, they rolled out the red carpet, and I thought, oh, this is so much easier than I thought it would be. Frito-Lay, Starbucks, of course. I mean, it was so easy. I thought, okay, now I just know it's how easy it is to get sponsors. But if you don't know that, if you don't have that experience, then you might think, oh no, you know, no one's going to sponsor me. I'm too little. But what I found is they're looking for the eyeballs. If you have the right eyeballs, and I call them eyeballs, but you know what I mean. If you have the right audience,
that's what it is.
That's all they want. They want people that are buying, or they want to have them buy from them. That's what they're looking for.
Absolutely. And that's it. That's the core. Are these people that are going to be at this event going to be potential people who would buy from me? If yes, they want in.
Yes.
That's advertisement for them that they can write off. So yeah.
I found Southwest Airlines to be so accommodating and so kind. It just floored me. After looking back on it, I thought, Marion, you really, you know, you really went for the big guns, girl. I didn't know.
And aren't you glad you did? So now you see how easy it is, right?
Yes. Yes. Okay, so you've got some stuff under your belt. You've been blogging for a while. You know, you really like it. You're telling people what you're doing, and they're responding. You're growing your audience, right? You're starting to do live events. Now what?
Now it is all about spreading out, branching out. So I hosted my first event in Las Vegas in August. That just 2 months after my one here. I've hosted in Atlanta. So I just really want to expand. Travel is truly my passion. And if I can travel and empower and encourage women to live their best life, that's what I want to do. So my goal is to become worldwide, and I'm on my way there. But yeah, just really expanding and giving myself the opportunity to have a good time while doing it. Because when you talk about a flexible lifestyle, it is all about really being able to enjoy life, having that work-life balance, having the freedom to do as you want or not do if you don't want, and do as you want where you want. So that's really what is next for me. I mentioned that I had been getting more speaking engagements, so I'll be speaking at the conference that I blogged at in Vegas last year. I'll actually be hosting that. They asked me to come back and be the host/MC for that. So it's just been an amazing journey, and I just see She Flies Solo just expanding and going further.
Oh, that is fantastic. So I imagine you're on all the social medias. You have your own website. What else do you have?
Well, I have my social medias, my website, my events. That's pretty much just the standard stuff.
Okay. Well, you know, Instagram is pretty big. Do you have an Instagram account where you're putting your pictures and videos up? And
I do. My Instagram, I am a late adopter. So I hold on to what I know, what I like for the longest. So I held on to my Facebook page. I'm like, I'm not going on Instagram. So I signed up for my Instagram probably end of 2016. And I've just really started nourishing that Instagram. But Instagram is an amazing platform, especially for travel, especially for connecting with the women that I want to work with. We're very visual these days. We love pretty pictures. We love pretty quotes. So my Instagram, I think that's really been my fastest growing platform. Now that I've started actually nourishing that platform and engaging and getting on there, I'm in love with Instagram now.
What about Pinterest?
I have not gotten into Pinterest just yet. I don't know. I was talking to a friend who does social media marketing and all that. She's like, okay, Pinterest is where it's at now. You got to go on Pinterest, and you can tag your blog in Pinterest. You can use some of your same visuals from Instagram. I haven't gotten on there yet. Again, I'm a late adopter, so maybe when I see a lot of people succeeding on Pinterest, I'll get into it. But as of right now, I just haven't.
Things come and go. So, like Facebook is going down. I don't tell Facebook this, but people are leaving by the droves, or they're just not spending the time there anymore. They're finding other outlets that are more convenient, not convenient because Facebook is convenient, but more in alignment with what they're looking for, like Instagram. Now, Facebook owns Instagram, so,
Well, and Facebook is changing all those algorithms, so now you can't even see half the stuff that you want to see. So
I can't even see my daughter's stuff, okay? My grandkids, I used to be able to, they were in my news feed, and they were there, Now I have to actually go to her page in order to see my own daughter's stuff.
That's how it is, isn't it crazy?
Yes, I don't like it.
Yeah, it's pay to play, so.
It is. It really is. They're a business now, and so they're making money. There you go. Okay, so we have our website. We have social media. We are blogging.
Mm-hmm.
We're speaking. We're hosting events.
Yes.
We're traveling around. Tell us, are you doing anything on YouTube, or are you doing anything in video?
I take advantage of Facebook Live. So I love live video. So I think that's where you caught me, right? On my Facebook Live, where I was talking about how I quit my job.
Yep.
So I love the live stream. I love the interaction. I was a late adopter on that too. People told me for a while to get on, but I absolutely love it because I like the instant engagement. So, YouTube, I love YouTube. I probably only put 4 or 5 things on my YouTube channel, but it's not my favorite simply because it doesn't have that engagement aspect. You have to go back later, wait for people to follow you, but it's all about just building your following and being where your followers are and where your followers want to see you, your audience.
Well, guess what? YouTube is changing as well. They have a new live feed, just like Facebook.
Do they?
Yes, it's
okay.
Yes, so
I'm getting on there.
Here you go.
I am getting on there because YouTube is the most popular search engine next to Google.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yes, I absolutely love YouTube. I have favorites that I watch. I go there when I want to learn something, and I have my experts. I don't go there just to learn about anything from anybody because, as we know, that's the wild, wild west too. But I have my favorites, and I have channels that I watch, and that's what I think is very important, is building your community. So as you build your community, they might reach out to you at other places. They might also be on Facebook, but with YouTube, all they have to do is ring the bell, and they get notified every time you put up a new YouTube channel, or a new YouTube video, I should say, and that in turn grows your audience because now they're getting notified you're going live. And you can pre-record, like I'm going live on Tuesday at 3:00. So they know that you're going to be there live, and they can interact with you on the sidebar just like they can Facebook Live.
Oh, that is good to know. I did not know that. So you will see me on YouTube now.
I do give a webinar on how to grow your YouTube channel and how to get your supporters to support you.
Okay, well, I need to
really support you. I learned it from a nomad. It was a lady who's traveling around the country in her RV, and she sold everything, put a little bit in storage, got her dog, and away she went. And she is traveling the country. She's been doing it for 2 years. She does kind of like what I do. She builds websites and she does marketing and things like that. And all she needs is a strong internet access, a strong signal. So they have WeBoost. There's a lot of different tools that you can use to stay mobile and still have the internet. And so I saw her and I thought, I could learn a lot from this lady. And then she wrote a book on how to grow your YouTube channel, just like she did. So I read the book, and then I started getting into more people that were doing this. And then I saw a whole culture of people like you who are creating their own lifestyle. Their flexibility is off the charts.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I started this channel, because I wanted everyone to see that they don't have to be stuck in a situation that they don't want to be in.
Absolutely.
So I'm really glad that you are now, I know you put your notice in where you're working and you're getting ready to really fly. So I understand you're going to Dubai first. Is that
I
true?
am going to Dubai. Well, my last day is March 30th, and I leave for Dubai on April the 4th. And I really, really feel like, I believe in, divine intervention and things that are supposed to happen. And I think it's just the perfect timing just to go to this place. Like, I'm a little bit nervous. I travel solo a lot, but I've not yet been to Dubai. So I am a little nervous, but I'm open to the new experience. I feel like it's just so reflective of the point that I'm at in my life. So many unknowns, when you launch from being a side hustler, I guess you would call it, to being a full-time entrepreneur, there's so many unknowns. And with this trip to Dubai, it's the same. It's so many unknowns. Like, haven't been there before, not really sure about the culture, but I'm so excited. Just like I'm so excited for this next step in my entrepreneurial journey.
So I bet you could do some research, and with your, the people, you train women on how to do this, so you know where to go to find the information out.
Oh, yeah.
The culture, what you can wear, what you can't say. I mean, you don't want to end up in jail or something.
No, well, I've got everything. Like, I know everything as far as, the norms, the accepted practices, but knowing it and then actually going there, I'm just like, I don't know how conservative they are, not really sure. You read about it, but reading about it and actually going there is totally different. But again, I'm excited. I've read so much on Dubai. It's crazy.
I bet you have. Well, this is a good experience for you when you're teaching other young ladies that want to travel solo. You know how nervous you were and what you did to prepare so that you were less nervous, and how you prepared so that you wouldn't get into trouble while you were there. Because let's face it, we here in America, we can do just about anything we want. I mean...
Right. That's what it is. We take it for granted sometimes, but like literally, like it doesn't really do anything.
We do. We take it for granted. I know that. I do. I don't watch the news, but I overhear some of the things.
See, I don't watch the news either. I thought I was the only one in the world who didn't watch the news. Like, people will be talking about something. They're like, you didn't hear about? I'm like, I didn't. I can't intake so much drama and be functional in my day-to-day life. So I'm like, I try to distance myself from anything that's not, productive.
Okay, it's so bad for me that my friends know that if a hurricane or something's coming, they need to call me because I don't know about it. Isn't that terrible?
That is hilarious. Well, I'm on Facebook enough to see when there's a hurricane or a natural disaster. I get my bits and pieces from Facebook, but yeah, so I can see, I filter it, take everything with a grain of salt. But if there's a hurricane coming, I will know about that one.
Okay. Then you'll call me, right?
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Marian, did you know? I'm in Dubai, but I heard that, you were having a bad thunderstorm.
Yes, I'll call, text, and email. Like, okay, hurricane is on the way. It's set to arrive at 7 p.m. tomorrow. Prepare.
That's so funny. Oh my goodness. Well, the time is just flying by. Is there anything that you want to tell our audience? So you want to give them some hope on how they can have flexibility too. Can you give them some advice? If they're just getting started, they don't have a clue on how to have a flexible life.
My advice to everyone is find what you love. Figure out what it is that you love to do, that you enjoy doing, that you would do it for free, and find a way to get paid to do it. Because everyone has talents, everyone has interest, everyone has these unique qualities about them that the world needs. The world needs you to live in your purpose. The world needs you to do what you've been destined to do. So find out what it is and don't be afraid to step into it. Don't be afraid to start small. Don't compare yourself and just go for it.
There you go. So Carissa, what if they don't know if it would be something that they could make money at someday? How do they find out if this is like playing pickleball? I don't know. Is
Well,
that something I could make money with? I mean, how do you find out?
Well, you just try. It's trial and error.
Okay.
Trial and error. And like you said, go on YouTube, see what's on YouTube, look and research, because there's nothing new under the sun. The reality is there's nothing new under the sun. So look for people who are doing stuff similar to you. Look without comparing, and look at the different ways that people have made money off of that particular interest, and find something, again, that works for you. There might be people who are doing similar things similar to your interests that you may or may not like. Pick the things that you do like, try them out, test them out, and go from there.
Well, that's kind of what I did with my YouTube channel, Flexible Lifestyle Community. It started out me watching other people doing what I really wanted to do, which is get into a motorhome and travel around. Mm-hmm. Not that I want to sell everything and get in there and drive around, and that's my only house. Mm-hmm. But I thought, I'd like to go to the Smoky Mountains again. I'd love to go to Sedona. I want to go visit my daughter in Michigan. I have a friend that lives in Oregon. It'd be nice if I had a motorhome. That way I wouldn't have to bother them, and I could have my own kitchen and shower and bed and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And it started from there. And then you're right. I tried it. I tried a little of this, a little of that, and the next thing you know, I have my own thing going on.
See, that's how it works.
That's how it works.
Life is all about trial and error. You don't know what's going to stick until you try.
That's right. Oh, well, I am just thrilled that you were able to take time out of your busy schedule. I am so excited for you. Please send us postcards, Facebook us, do something. I'll look for you on Instagram, and I'm going to have all of your information in the show notes down below this video so that you can keep in contact, and you can check out Carissa's Instagram channel and watch her to see if she ever gets on Pinterest.
The big question.
I'll see you again in about a year, and I'll see. Thank you, Carissa. You have a great time in Dubai.
Thank you so much, Marianne. Have a good one.